I want to like it, but I never want to pick it up every time I try. And every time it's the exact same thing. I like it. I just could never keep up.
He's too much of a smooth brain. Too complex.
I really am.
Must stare battle map. Too difficult.
Exactly.
Don't
I pick up the game, I play for a few hours, I'm like, yeah, that was fun. And then I never pick it up again.
Where's my Titan? Where's my shooty shoot?
Exactly. Let me point and click at enemies.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome back to the Great and Grim podcast. He's great.
He's grim.
And he's Steve.
Hi, guys.
So, today is our top 10 games episode. Dun dun dun.
Bum, bum, ba-da.
I know, so exciting.
I'm excited.
Oh god, it was so hard to pick 10 games.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't decide if I was supposed to pick, great games mechanically, storytelling, so I just went with shit I really enjoyed.
I kind of went with the ones that I felt had the biggest effect on me, like the ones that stuck with me the most. And then there were some where it's like, it was the exact same genre, they're really close in gameplay, and I tried to pick the best of things that were kind of similar.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bunch of ways you can do it. I remember listening to, I can't remember who it was talking about in regards to movies, like my favorite movies, and his definition for it was, if I finish watching a movie and I want to watch it again, then it's one of my favorite movies, but if I don't want to watch it again, then I don't. I don't really agree with that personally, because there's a lot of movies that you watch once, you're like, I really enjoyed that was great for what it was, I don't need to watch it again, but in 10 years or something, you're like, I want to watch it because I can't really remember it.
I mean, how many times do you want to watch Schindler's List or something
just
like that?
Just once, but
Exactly.
And then there's some movies where you kind of have to watch them multiple times to really fully grasp what's going on, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So, you watch one movie and it's on repeat viewings it gets better and better, and then it becomes a favorite movie, right? Versus one and done. So I'm with you there, man. I think it's a little short-sighted to just be anything I want to rewatch is a favorite movie.
Yep. So, we didn't talk about this before, but I don't consider us needing to have, top 10 as in 1 is the best, 10 is the worst, just 10 your favorite games, none better than the other.
I mean, I kind of ranked it, but...
Oh, I didn't rank mine, so you're just going to get what you get.
I didn't really rank mine either. It was too hard.
I mean, they're my top 10, so I like them all, but I kind of ranked it.
Okay, well, you can
enough.
share your rankings.
Yeah.
I just kind of spent a lot of time, scrolling down my Steam list, being like, man, which ones of these do I remember and really enjoyed?
I did kind of the same thing. It was which ones did I play a lot?
Yeah, I do have a lot, some nostalgia ones put in there too, games that I wouldn't play anymore,
definitely.
But I spent a lot of my time as a child playing it. But yeah, so who wants to go first?
Well, why don't
How
you
about
start?
we force
Great?
the guest to go first? Okay.
Oh.
I see how it is. I try and make you do it, and you flip it over on me.
Yeah, immediately.
All right. How dare you? You're the guest. Show some respect, even though we're probably going to keep on having you. All right, so my list. Starting at number 10, I put Age of Empires 3.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I could get behind that.
Yeah.
I don't get behind that at all.
And I'm thinking you can't get behind it because you think it's a bad one? No one else likes number 3. I'm the only person who prefers it out of all the other Age of Empires.
I enjoyed my time with it, just don't consider it one of the better ones.
So, I'll admit, I own it. I tried to play it on my computer back in the day, and every other tile was black, so it'd be green, black tile, green, and a checkerboard, and I've never played it again.
The game has issues.
Yeah, I bought it when it came out, and my computer couldn't play it, so I never picked it up. And then they re-released it on Steam, and they changed a bunch of stuff that I don't think is for the better, and they changed the campaigns, and I'm a purist. I like having, even if you're changing stuff, I like having the ability to go back to what the original is, which is why I really like the Halo Master Chief Collection, where you can swap between the graphics. But yeah, so they decided to change the art, as in the artistic vision of what was made, and I will never approve of that. Though the game still itself was fun.
That's fair.
Just not my favorite.
Yeah, and that's fair. I can get behind that. For me, I always played it for the multiplayer, but disclaimer, I am terrible at RTSs. I am the worst. I just like building my little economy, and then once that's all nice and sorted, I send out all my soldiers to fight everyone else, and that just doesn't work when you're playing most games. So really, it's just become my comfort game when I just want to veg for an hour, and I play a treaty map where no one's allowed to attack each other for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, whatever it is, and then everyone makes death balls, and you smash all your guys together.
That was how I remember playing Age of Empires 2 most of the time with people.
Well, did Age of Empires 2 have treaty?
Well, it was an agreement.
Yeah, I remember once when like StarCraft 1 was the big thing.
Oh, yeah.
You'd enter a game and you'd just type in, like, don't attack for 15 minutes, and it was just...
Yeah, and
okay.
everybody got to build up some force before things happened. Yeah, I remember that with StarCraft 1, too.
Yeah, I tried playing one online match of Warcraft 3 back in the day when I was a child, and that wasn't a thing that was written, and I was over there still, gathering resources, and some guy ran in with a doom stack of whatever they were, and just death and decayed my entire base down. I was like, I'm done. Goodbye.
But Age of Empires 3. It's my comfort game, and I don't care what other people say about the 4 other Age of Empires games. 1, 2, Mythology, and now 4. Yeah.
Well, 1 is terrible. Like, actually terrible. I played through the entire thing, and it was terrible.
Age of Empires 1?
Yeah, but you could get priests, and you just make a death ball of priests.
No, wrong. The game's terrible. 2 is good. Mythology's good. 3 is... Like, I still think 3's good, just not my favorite. And then I haven't played 4, which I think is just 2 all over again.
Yeah, I have no idea.
So what's your number 9?
My number 9.
Oh, is he doing his whole list? Why don't we just...
Oh, yeah, I'm going through all of it.
I figured we'd do the whole list and then...
Just get the whole image of the sort of person I am and what I love to play.
And then make fun of them and say your games are stupid.
I mean...
What a great plan.
I can't have a thought on Age of Empires 3, so I'm going to have to defer to it's probably okay.
Fair enough.
Good.
And coming in at number 9, Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight was a great game.
I've never played that.
What?
It is good.
Yeah, I've never played Hollow Knight.
It's my favorite Metroidvania.
Oh, okay. Well, you just kind of sold me on it.
And the soundtrack is probably one of the best.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And the subreddit has collective hallucinations. They all keep saying, oh yeah, Silk Song, it's out now. It's great, guys. Don't you agree? Because their expansion for the game has been promised and in the works, maybe, but has not come out for a long, long time, and people really like the game, and they're just obsessed with it, and I completely understand. But, loved it. Would definitely recommend it. I died a lot, because, not amazing at video games, and it's hard.
Metrovania, or is it a roguelite?
Metroidvania.
Yeah.
The only downside, and it soured me on Hollow Knight after I'd beaten it, is that you go to that god area where it's just boss rushes.
I didn't do that.
I think the campaign you can end it at, I think it's 112%. I think my file is at like 106% or something. But I hate boss rushes. Like, I just hate it. I like playing through areas and then getting to the boss and fighting the boss. But if you just put a bunch of bosses in front of me, just my desire to play just plummets. So I never got the official final ending.
Yeah, fair enough. Like, I got 90-something%, and I felt satisfied with that. I didn't feel like I needed to go right back in and get that number any higher. But just getting there, I felt like I explored most of what I could and got all I could out of the game. So, lots of fun exploring, which I love. And
also, I broke down, and I've decided that on the next sale, even though I probably won't listen to it as much as I think I will, I'm going to buy the soundtrack.
Hey, fair enough.
If it's got a good soundtrack, why not, right?
Oh, it's great. But yeah, if you haven't played it, I recommend it.
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah, I put on the soundtrack just as a YouTube mix in the background all the time. It's pretty damn good. But enough about Hollow Knight. Coming in at number 8, Doom 2016.
Oh, Doom.
Doom, that's the first one, right?
That's the first newer one.
Reboot. Yeah, yes. Okay, because I never played the sequel.
I played it and haven't beaten it yet. It was fine. I just, the first one had a bigger impact on me.
The first one was fun.
That first one was really good.
Yeah.
I got, no complaints on it. Like, that was a really fun, old school, like, late 90s, early 2000s shooter. Like, what was that one arena shooter back in the 2000s, early 2000s?
Unreal Tournament?
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
And, like, for me, this game was really fast. You're zooming around, killing guys, and it's super gory, and you get to do your, glory kills.
Oh, yeah,
the things where you melee something when it's stunned, and then it's a pre-made cinematic, and you get extra stuff for killing it. And, I just really appreciated the speed and how fluid that game felt. You really felt like the Doom Slayer.
It was extremely tightly designed.
Yeah.
Oh, I
really love the fact that even you could go back in levels to, search for secrets and stuff like that. I like that they had that. It wasn't, essential. And also, everyone's talked about it, but just, the storytelling or lack of as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's just like, gotta open this door. Well, instead of taking the keycard off the dead body, just kind of drag the whole body over, put it there. You need to shut down this system very carefully, just like kick it and break it.
Yeah, I really appreciated how they didn't take themselves seriously at all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why would
you're just a raging hulk of a man who is what demons fear, and the game really made you feel like that. So kudos, it was a fantastic game.
Yeah, 100%. That's a good list.
And then number 7, another game that doesn't take itself too seriously, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance.
Wait, what?
Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance.
I
I
don't
have
even
not
know
played
what
it.
this game is.
I know of it. I've seen parts of it.
Oh, it's fantastic.
How
It
recent is this game?
It's old. Like over a decade, I think.
2014, 15, something like that.
Oh, okay. I that's why I haven't heard
It's
of it.
like
Okay.
a bullet hell, I think, right? Like, or not bullet hell.
It's a hacky slashy sort of
hack
game.
and slash. There you go. Yeah,
Hacky slashy, rip people apart, drink their inner organs.
that's the one with the vice president and Nanomachine's son, right?
The Senator Armstrong.
Or Sinner. Yeah.
Yeah,
How are
exactly.
you alive? Nanomachine's son.
No, his first explanation is he used to play ball in high school.
Oh, okay.
Then also nanomachines, sure, why not? But yeah, that's the first explanation he gives. It is so goddamn silly, so freaking over the top. You are a cyborg that can destroy anything around you with your ultra nano sword or whatever it is, and whenever you damage something enough, it glows blue, and then you can go into a mode that slows down time, and you can start slashing it, and you aim your slashes, and you're supposed to like cut off certain parts of certain enemies, but you can turn things into atoms when you're slashing through them. So yeah, pretty much it's just one of the most ridiculous games I've ever played. You kill some enemies with the tango while wearing a large sombrero, which is an outfit you can just keep on for the rest of the game if you wanted to make it extra silly. You save child soldiers, you beat up all of the cyborgs as the greatest cyborg ever. You get a robot dog who debates philosophy with you, and so does a senator while he's kicking your butt, and he tries to convince the main character, Raiden, that he's really a bad guy and a killer just like him, and he should just follow him with his libertarian wet dream. And then Raiden agrees and says, yeah, I love killing weak people. Amazing. Yeah, I finally gotten through to you. And you're the weakest person of all because you like beating up weak people. I'm gonna kill you. And yeah, the controls are a bit hit and or miss, but I had so much fun playing it with, yeah, definitely recommend it. Go ahead and play this. Put it on your wish list for whenever there's a sale. You'll probably have a good time, and if you don't, yell at me.
Yeah, I'm already yelling at you because I already know I'm not going to buy it.
Oh, you're missing out, man.
No idea if I will or not.
Did you ever play any of the Metal Gear games?
I
Yes.
played the one on PlayStation 3.
I played Metal Gear
Snake
Solid
Eater.
5.
Okay. The sandboxy one.
Yes.
So this is more linear, not so sandboxy.
Yeah, it's hack and slashy. It's more like
It
a
is.
Devil May Cry or Bullet Witch.
Yeah, it.
Oh god, Bullet Witch.
Wait, no, not Bullet Witch. Crap, what's it called? The one with the witch. Bayonetta. There we go.
Oh yeah. It's very much like Bayonetta. Actually, I think it might be made by the same people. Not sure about that, but
Do
yeah.
they give you a score at the end of it?
Yeah, but
Oh, I
they do
hate
in all
those
the Metal
games.
Gear games.
I know, but well, yeah, but like, I hate the bullet hell. Here's your score. I'm like, I'm just trying to win.
I'm doing my best. It does give you the option to kind of try and do some stealth stuff. It gives you the usual Metal Gear box and a barrel you can put on yourself, but that's not what the game's for. It's for you to run up and start slashing people in the face.
Nice. So what's next?
Next, number 6, Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes
that's one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
a
a
good
solid
one to-
game.
yeah.
Everyone agrees. Good.
Yeah.
You know,
a great game.
Well, okay, so what's next?
I'm sure that's not on either of your lists. Next, number 5. Yeah, we're just gonna skip that one.
I mean, we all agreed, right? I mean, it is such a good game, though. Like,
I mean,
like
it changed video games with how cameras were placed and how they would play, and yeah, it feels a bit slower maybe than some games these days, because when you're aiming, you can't move, but I think that adds to the game.
Yeah.
It also doesn't take itself too seriously. It's silly,
That's true.
but not too silly. It's still grounded, kinda.
I mean, for a Resident Evil game.
Yeah, it's my favorite Resident Evil game, for sure.
Yeah,
That's fair.
Okay.
Coming in at number 5, Horizon Zero Dawn, a newer thing than Resident
I
Evil
haven't played
4.
it.
Yeah, I haven't played it either.
The sequel came out.
I heard, and I'm not going to play it for like 2 years because I don't have a PlayStation 5, and I probably will never get one.
Wait,
Yeah,
did the
me
first
neither.
one come out on on PC?
It came out on PC, and that's how I played it.
Yeah, it came out like 2 years
Yeah.
later.
Yeah.
Or something.
Okay, I understand the reference now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like how God of War came out 2 years, whatever, later.
Yeah.
After
Oh
its
man,
run.
yeah, that'll be a fun one to play.
Yeah. But
But yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn.
yeah, another game I've actually perfected, and this one was big, too. too. I love exploring in games, and this one really filled that niche for me. Just a huge, wide open world where it feels good to just run across it, fighting and hunting dinosaurs and whatever other creatures. It's all mechanical, and the crafting works well because you're like, oh, I need this one item. Guess I better go hunting with my totally OP bow. And stealthing felt very fun in that game. It was definitely the easiest way to go until you just learn how to do the combat. Then I just run at everything and hit it in the face with my stick, as you do. But yeah.
How is it for collectibles?
There's a lot of collectibles.
Oh, no.
Not a terrible amount. Most of the collectibles are like, okay, just do a climbing section and you'll get a little thing at the top. Or I got everything pretty much just by exploring areas. There was a couple things where I looked up, okay, where do I get this final thing? I haven't found it yet. Or there's something behind a locked door. How the hell do I get that? Like there's one armor that's been taunting you for most of the game that's just behind this door. And it's like you have to find all these power nodes to get in there and finally get it. I'm like, all right, I need 3 power nodes. Haha, found them all. What do you mean there's another door with more nodes? Yeah. But
okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that one on my wish list, so I'll have to get around to it.
Yeah, I can't remember if it's on mine or not.
I would recommend that one as well. Even the New Game Plus was pretty fun. You just keep all your levels and items and skills that you built up over the first one. And
I love games that give you New Game Plus, that reward you for playing through the game the first time and keep you as powerful as you are.
yeah, and as you play through the New Game Plus, you can get even better items if you want to. So,
Oh, nice.
See, that's great. That's awesome.
or you could beat the game in like 2 hours by sprinting from one side of the map to the other and just doing the main quests, which I kind of did on my New Game Plus run through to get all the achievements, but yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Next, at number 4, Titanfall 2.
It is a fun game.
It's a great game. What are you...
I don't consider it one of my favorites, but I enjoyed playing it.
I haven't played it, so
It had really good free running, had really good shooting. I wish that they had like made more blatant like differentials between like the weapons you're picking up.
Fair
'Cause
enough.
A lot of the time I'd be like, what gun is this? Another machine gun? Is it better or worse than my current machine gun? And so then it's either like pick it up, shoot it, see if you want it. Whereas like old school games was very much like, here's a single SMG, here's a machine gun, here's a sniper. And so I like that they had a lot of guns. I just wish that there was a better visual for how those guns are different than just picking it up and shooting it.
And that's fair. Like, I get that.
yeah, that is definitely fair.
Also, I wish the Titan combat was a little bit better. I enjoyed the free running way more than traipsing around in my Titan, which kind of sucks.
Oh, I love the Titan combat.
Isn't the whole point to be free running anyway?
Yeah, you get all the free running, and you're zooming around the map, and if you know how to use a grappling hook, you're a god, essentially. But if you're in the Titan, you're a lot slower, but you are a walking tank, essentially. So if someone who's free running is near you, usually you're able to kill them pretty easily and just either walk on top of them, squish them, light them on fire, hit them with your giant sword if you're a samurai, robot, Ronin. Love playing those.
This sounds fantastic to me.
It's really fun.
It does have a problem currently where they keep on getting DDoS attack, but yeah. If they get everything up and running again, I would definitely recommend it, definitely play it again. I was never good at the movement system. It's essentially the exact same system in Apex Legends, so if you got used to that, then you could...
I mean, I've literally played like 3 games of Apex Legends. So.
I've never played Apex Legends.
It's free. Let's play it.
I mean, we definitely can. It's super arcadey when compared to PUBG.
Yeah.
I like PUBG.
I also like PUBG when it works.
True.
I don't know, that game's just crashed so many times on me. Don't appreciate it. But those aren't on my list. What is on my list is Mass Effect, coming in at number 3.
I figured it was going to be on.
I am just going to say Mass Effect as the whole trilogy, because they've got it as a Legendary Collection now, where you can play all of them.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, Mass Effect is an amazing game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I can get behind that too.
Yeah, driving
I didn't
around
play
the galaxy.
the third one. I have no idea how it ends.
I mean, I like the third one. I think the DLC they added, the Citadel DLC, was absolutely hilarious, and highly recommend the game. They poke a lot of fun at themselves, once again, not taking themselves too seriously, and really built on the connections all the characters already had, and poked fun at each other, and you get to see some of them getting super drunk, and yeah.
After them taking themselves too seriously,
Yes.
having a conniption. whatever his name is, Casey Hudson.
Which one was that?
He was the writer who, for Mass Effect 3, just went into a closed room and just wrote out the ending, and it was like, there it is, and it was literally the 3-color ending, and everyone's like, this sucks, I hate you. And then he cried and moped, and there was a lot of hate put it to BioWare, and then they came out with that DLC that you really liked, and everyone was like, wow, this is what we wanted. We wanted, the character interactions and a fine ending for them.
Did it change the ending?
No.
Oh.
I
Okay.
think they might have added some extra lines of dialogue, but the ending is still pick 3 colors, except the colors are still restricted behind how much you did in game. So it's literally like, if you just rush to the end, you get bad end. If you did a little bit, you can choose between bad and medium end. Or if you did everything, we'll unlock the good end for you.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much the game telling you this is the good end, which is kind of not a fan of, just because I like the fact that if you are going to have that choice, you shouldn't be dictating to people which choice is the preferred choice. Because if you're going in there and who knows, maybe your thought process is, I hate the Reapers have done all this terrible crap, I think they should all just be destroyed, and you take the destroy ending or some garbage. Like, that's a valid choice for you as a player, but instead it's like, oh no, you should have chosen the merge ending, because that's the proper way to end it. Well, screw you, dude.
Personally, I don't have strong feelings about the ending. I thought it was fine.
I haven't played it, so I have no thoughts about
I
the
also
ending.
haven't played it. I own it, haven't played it yet.
So as a person who's played it and finished it, it's fine. Don't worry about
I mean,
it.
I
It's a
I
fun
watched
game.
you finish it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first game was fun. The second game was fun.
Mm-hmm.
I assume the third game will also be fun.
It was also fun. Would recommend.
Good.
Heck, I'm one of those people that even likes Andromeda, but I get why people are upset with the comparisons. The characters aren't as... They don't interact with each other as much, except in certain situations. I do love how when you have two of them in whatever the Mako was called in that game, the car, they would always be bickering back and forth and chatting over things. I loved it. You hated the Mako?
It just made everything so long.
Well, the problem was not necessarily the Mako, was the fact that they wanted you to land on the planets in Mass Effect 1, and they were just empty.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
really
Like, empty,
tedious.
except for a single thing somewhere that you could then drive to and get, a little bonus tag.
Yeah, I did way too much of that. Because the Mako's amazing.
I can't remember now, because that wasn't in Mass Effect 2, was it?
No, they had a different car.
They had they had the Hammerhead.
Yeah.
The Hammerhead, yeah. What's next?
Next, for me, Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh, yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. I can get behind that, too.
I thought about putting it on my list, I didn't.
It
I like how
almost
so
made
far on
list,
my
too.
list, you guys have just been, oh yeah, good choice,
Well,
that's
again,
fine.
they're good. They're
I mean,
good, solid
they're
choices.
really good choices. Like, I got no complaints
The
about
story of Knights of the Old Republic was really great.
And it's a lot of fun to play. Like,
That's arguable.
I pick up the game every now and again, every few years, and still like it. So, take
Yeah,
that,
I don't
world.
mind it now.
That's my opinion.
But when it first came out, I rented it. And I bounced off hard because I'd never played, like a Dungeons and Dragons system,
Okay.
with
Oh,
stats and stuff like that. And so I was sitting there, and as a child, you're like, I'm just gonna put everything into strength because I deal damage. And then I couldn't hit anything, so I failed the tutorial. I was like, I hate this game. This is terrible, and I put it down. And it wasn't until years later that I got it used and played through it. And I was like, oh, this is actually a really fun game. But I would argue that there's a reason why that type of combat system with stats and what have you is no longer really a thing. Where it's rolls dice behind the screen.
Yeah, and I get that, but
Yeah, that's fair.
it worked for me. I like
Yeah,
my
I'm
numbers.
just saying, I love the story. I replayed 1 and 2 a bunch of times, because again, I love collecting characters, but obviously 1 is a much better, tighter experience.
Then two.
Yeah,
I
the
love
second
the-
one you need a mod to really
Yeah.
get the whole thing.
And I love the world. The world they made is amazing. Just everything about it's great. The only problem is, again, while I can deal with it now, it's still not my preferred combat systems.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
And that's what kept it off the list for me.
That's fair. And then for me, every time I play through the game, I'm like, alright, I'm gonna make a lightsaber-centric guy, and then I just end up force lightning everything again, because it's overpowered and amazing and clears a room of every enemy.
Oh my god, you go evil?
No, I'm still good. I've just got force lightning.
Can you force lightning if you're good?
Maybe if you're like in the middle.
Gray?
Yeah.
Maybe if you're gray. Huh.
I'm bringing balance to the force.
Yeah, I always just did super speed, and then the first time I beat the game, I just did the throw lightsaber glitch because it's not based on stats; it just always hits.
What's
So
the
all you do is
glitch?
It's not really a glitch; it's just like it's kind of like how in Dungeons and Dragons, magic missile always hits.
Okay.
Like you can't miss. So that's what the throw lightsaber is. So all you do is you click on super speed, run away from the bad guy, throw your lightsaber at him. It'll hit 100%, doesn't do much damage, and then just do that. You just kite him around the room, just throwing it at him nonstop until he's dead.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so if you don't have an optimal build, or if your build is, like, arguably terrible, you can still win that way. Thumbs up.
Yeah, and then I would always just have HK47 with me, because he is calling me a meatbag and everyone else a meatbag, and he just made me laugh. I don't care if he's evil. He's great.
Yeah, he is great. I agree.
Yeah, you both remember the character?
I do, yes. He's in the
We
second
got
one,
one.
too.
Yeah, love that they brought him back.
Oh yeah. I
Yep.
mean, I remember him.
Fantastic. And then number 1 for me, Fallout New Vegas.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I'm
that is
okay
a
with
great
that too.
game. Again, yeah, that's the best, I argue, the best Fallout.
yeah. I mean, it almost made my list too, right? As did Fallout 3, but Vegas is,
Well, I mean,
is easily the
Vegas
best.
is way better than 3.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Well, I mean, New Vegas is the better roleplay experience.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
3 was just fun, right? Like, I remember it just being fun when it came out.
Yeah, I feel like you were more of a character in the New Vegas instead of 3, where it's like,
Yeah.
find my dad, instead of, I'm gonna find the guy who shot me in the head.
Yeah,
It was great that, like, the game gave a crap about the stats that you put into your characters. So again, like, it's one of the things where it's like, oh, what's this? You have medicine? Well, here's a dialogue option for medicine, so you can help the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
It's not always just, oh, do you have charisma? Can you persuade them? Yes, no? Oh, you win. It's like, no, here are the things that you are good at, and you can use that in not necessarily the way it's made. Like, I love explosion rocket weapons. So yeah, I make big explosions, but at the same time, this guy's like, do you have any experience with this? I'm like, I can use that to speak for this and win. You're like, yes, thumbs up.
And
Yeah,
I always play a
it was
strength
great.
character because I hoard all the items and I just want to carry as much as I can.
Well, and who doesn't want to just make an unarmed fighter in New Vegas? Like, that's a
Yeah,
blast.
gonna punch a Deathclaw to death. Absolutely.
That's my problem with Fallout 3, is that that was when I learned I had a problem, is I went into a baseball factory, and I was a klepto who picked up everything and had to sell it all. So I was picking up hundreds upon hundreds of baseballs, and then my game crashed, and I was like, I'm done. It's the reason why when I play Skyrim, I have to set myself like a limit for
5 cheeses
how
maximum.
Much. Well, no, but as in for value. So when I'm looking at items, I have it so it shows, like, I can't remember what unit to use. Let's say per pound. It's like it's worth 50 gold per pound or what have you. I'm like, I will not pick up anything below that value, because otherwise just pick up everything.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
But yeah, also I loved the ending for New Vegas is also probably the best they've ever done.
Yeah.
Where even though it's a slideshow, they have it so that it's like, here's actually the ramifications of everything that you've decided over the course of the game.
Here's me throwing the colonel off the dam and just taking over New Vegas. Yeah, appreciated it. Also, their New World Blues DLC was hilarious. Loved it.
Not sure if I played that.
Is that the sci-fi one? With
Yeah.
the floating brains? Yes. Yeah.
Where the brains are talking about your little penises on the end of your feet and things like that. Yeah, that one.
And then you have the one that everyone uses for the meme, where I can't remember how it goes, but with the guy in the one DLC where he wants to kill people.
Which guy?
The guy with all the bandages all over his body.
Oh, the burned guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he has that meme where it's like, I can't remember what the line is. It's going to bother me now.
It'll
Something
come
about
to you, maybe.
Yeah, after the podcast, definitely.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
that's my list. I feel like I should have put on some stuff that you may have disagreed with, like, or
Well,
just
why?
weren't aware of. I don't know, just for fun.
I mean, it's a top 10 list, man.
Like, for me, that I wouldn't put on there, like, I wouldn't put on Titanfall 2.
Okay.
But that's like me personally.
And for me, it's just one of my favorite shooters. Super fast, big robot
mean,
friend. You
yeah.
get tossed around. It's got a really cool time travel level. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that time
I mean-
travel level is really good.
Yeah, it was, right?
And yeah, we can't expect God to do all the work when he's loading his gun.
Oh, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that's the meme. Got there. But yeah, and I mean, I wouldn't put on Revengeance, but that's because I'm not a big fan of hack and slashes.
It is the greatest hack and slash. It is the
Yeah.
silliest hack and slash. Actually, I don't know. Maybe don't
I'm sure there's
count, but
another one.
It's solid. It's a solid list.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it was a good list. You had a really solid set of games there, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Now let's make fun of you guys. Who's
Okay,
next?
well, do you want to go next, or should I?
I'm easy with whatever. What do you want to do?
Oh, why don't I go next?
Sure.
Now, I don't know where to start my list because it's not numbered.
Yeah, that's fine. Wherever you want.
So, you know what? I'm going to start with Red Alert 2.
Red Alert 2. All
Yeah.
right.
Wow.
Is that the one that has Tim Curry in it?
Yeah, it is.
Space.
That's what I know about the game.
Like I was racking my brain for like what was the game that kind of got me into gaming, right?
Yeah, that's solid.
and it was Red Alert 2. I'm pretty sure it was Red Alert 2, that or it was Dune 2000. Either way, same studio. But I remember playing it at Christmas at my cousin's in Whistler. Like, that sticks out in my mind, playing it there. But yeah, it was like, you know, really old school RTS, really fun. Those hokey, like their cutscenes were just fantastic. Those live action hokey things. Yeah, so it's just there. It was a fun little nostalgia bomb for me when I was thinking of the list.
I bounced hard off of Red Alert 2, so I never even finished it.
As really, in you tried it and then didn't keep playing it at all?
Yeah, like I don't even think I might have. I don't think I beat the first mission even.
Oh, what didn't you like?
Well, it was one of the first RTS I ever really played. I might have played it before Age of Empires 2. I can't remember, but all I remember is I was a little child. I couldn't get through it. I didn't know what to build. I just knew that I could build dogs, and I really liked dogs. And dogs are a terrible unit because they die really quickly, and they have to get into melee to do one-hit kills. So I was just building a bunch of dogs all the time, and they just all died, and then guys would walk into my base and kill me. So I was like, wow, this game sucks, and I never picked it up again.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, can't fault you.
Like, I mean, yeah, I can't fault you. It would.
And I just never played it, and all I know is Tim Curry is going to the one place that is not shackled by capitalism or whatever he says.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's Red Alert 2.
That's all I know about the series. All right.
Yeah, it might just be Command and Conquer 2. I'm not sure if it's Red Alert 2 that has the Tim Curry.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Tim Curry was in Red Alert 2.
I don't know.
We may never know.
Yeah, we'll never know.
No, we'll know.
But if we don't know...
Yeah, Anatoly Cherdenko.
Fantastic.
Sorry, he was in Red Alert 3.
Ah, there we go.
So not 2. 2 was also hokey and fantastic, but he was in 3. I did not play 3. I played 2. So
well, there you go.
There you go.
What's next on your list?
Red Alert 2. Next up, but I've got Total War Warhammer 2. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Solid game. Probably the best in the series
easily
so far.
I want to like it.
You don't
like it? To. I get
How do you get bored?
Every time. I like Warhammer. I think it's such a fantastic setting, but every time I try, I'm just like, I don't care. I don't care enough. I want to like it, but I never want to pick it up every time I try. And every time it's the exact same thing. I like it. I just could never keep up.
He's too much of a smooth brain. Too complex.
I really am.
Must stare battle map. Too difficult.
Exactly. I pick
stuff.
up the game. I play for a few hours. I'm like, yeah, that was fun. And then I never pick it up again.
Where's my Titan? Where's my shooty shoot?
Exactly. Let me point and click at enemies. No.
So he has to get a Warhammer game where he plays as orcs, so he can just daka around a map.
I mean, I did love Space Marine.
Is there orcs in Total War? Yeah, there is.
Well, yeah, but you don't play it as an FPS. That's what he needs.
No, just put me down as a Space Marine or whatever the fantasy equivalent is, and point and shoot, bolter, fun,
fair.
shoot.
So basically,
slashy.
Vermintide and Darktide are just going to be your jam in the Warhammer universe.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so yeah, like I mean, I don't have much to say. It's a Total War game, but it felt like the one that like they did everything right for, right? Like, well, yeah. At Asterix, what else? I think it was what else. Anyway, I think the only other one that like it was just so well done, and then you add in the Mortal Engines attachment so that you tie in the first Total War Warhammer, and it just became like this really fun, awesome, expansive thing to play.
Yes, the Mortal Engines, where Great Britain drives around eating other colonies.
What's the add-on called?
It's Mortal Empires.
Empires. I was close. Leave me alone.
They have the whole 2018 movie in this game. That's how great it is.
They could have. So yeah, like there's not much to say. It's a fun turn-based strategy game.
Get into it.
100%.
Play it.
Yeah, unless you're great, in which case, be lame.
I'd need a Rudy Tooty point and shooty, hacky slashy, apparently exploration with crafting elements, and that is the perfect game for me.
So literally everything that gets released now?
Yeah, pretty much. Me and my smooth brain are happy and satiated. So
good.
Well,
go me.
I mean that's fair. Next up, I've got Halo 2.
Yeah, good solid shooter right there.
Well, I mean, it was a fun single player game, but really it's on there for just how fun the multiplayer was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's where
Like-
that was the game that I got Xbox Live for.
Yep.
Yeah, that was like, to me, Halo 2 was peak multiplayer. Like, it's just been downhill since then.
I mean, it was
Yeah,
also
pretty
the
much.
best multiplayer for just hanging out with your friends on a couch and
Oh yeah,
beating the crap
well
out of each
yeah,
other.
exactly. Like it was fantastic split screen. You had great online play. Like the maps were awesome. They were tight. Like yeah, like you know, Halo's great and all, but Halo 2 multiplayer, just the peak of multiplayer. Well,
Was that the one where you could start hooking up two Xboxes together to play an 8-person match?
Maybe.
yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
I
I
think
might have
so.
been able to do it with one. I can't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think we did it with 2 more than
Yeah.
we ever did it with 1.
Yeah.
Lockout with energy swords. That was the
Yeah.
map we played nonstop.
Oh
or
man.
drunk driving.
Yeah.
Everyone
Or-
gets a
or
warthog.
Zanzibar.
And the last two have to punch
Yep.
each other to death. Yep. Yeah.
Blood Gulch was always good.
Oh,
Well, that was we also did that on Halo 1.
yeah.
Well,
It's
yeah,
classic.
but that's why like
Yep.
Blood Gulch was always good.
But yeah, big team battle. That was my jam.
Oh,
The fact
yeah,
that you could
man.
have 16 or 16 on each side, like that was new to me. That was wild.
Yeah, well, because we hadn't been playing on PCs yet, so we'd never played
Yeah,
Battlefield,
exactly.
right?
Yeah, good choice. Halo 2, man. I'm glad that was
Yeah.
actually the first game that I ever went to a midnight release for.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, on a Tuesday, and
At a Toys R Us, was it?
No, I went to EB Games
There you go.
in the shopping center. They made us queue up outside of the shopping center, and then they'd like boarded off all the routes -1, and then so a bunch of people just stood there. They decided to have some like races around the mall from the
hilarious.
outside. Well, because there's nothing else to do. Yeah, and then I got it. Yeah, I got the game, and then I had to go to school. So then I went to school.
I feel like that was before pre-orders were a thing, too.
Well, no, because I pre-ordered my copy, which is why EB called and said, "Hey, we're doing a
Oh.
midnight release." Yeah,
Oh,
good.
Halo's
Next
just
up,
a blast. Next up, I don't know why this one popped up for me. Grand Theft Auto 5.
Okay.
It was like consistently on my list. It was a blast for me to play. I loved the storyline.
Big game, lots
You
you can
know-
do. I get it.
Yeah, like, but you know, it wasn't like any of the other GTAs were on my list. Like, they weren't. 5 was just the one that was flashing for me. Like, I think that was kind of peak Grand Theft Auto, and they beefed up by doing GTA Online, and I hate that that's doing so well, because I don't think we'll get a GTA 6.
Aren't they working on one?
I think I saw it announced like a couple weeks back. That
Yeah.
they're finally working
Oh,
on it.
well,
But,
that was news to me, because I didn't
I
think
mean,
they
my
were
last
gonna do it.
my last GTA that I ever played was Vice City. So
I mean, Vice City was a blast, too.
yeah,
But GTA 5 was great.
yeah, it's
I
like the
really
best
did-
sandbox for just make your own fun.
I really enjoyed it when the first-person perspective version came out too.
I didn't even know there was one.
Yeah, there on PC it was a lot of fun to
Nice.
to do GTA as a first-person shooter.
Maybe one day I'll pick it up if it's on sale for like $5.
I mean, I think it was on sale for $5 this weekend.
Well, I missed it.
It'll come
Try
back
again next
around.
time.
What do you usually do when you play the game? Do you actually do the missions, or do you drive around
Oh yeah,
the
like
strip clubs, steal all the cars?
I haven't played it since I got it on PC.
Okay.
But I think I had it on the Xbox and then bought it again on PC. That's how much I enjoyed it.
Nice.
But I haven't played it in a while. I've been thinking about it recently though. But I just played through it's one of those games where you just try to do everything, or at least I did, right?
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
I don't think I ever really finished the game because there's just so much to do that I get sidetracked by all the side quests and stuff, and then eventually, life gets in the way and you just move on to something else, right?
I feel like that's the way the game is kind of designed to be played. Like, just give you tons of options and lets you loose to do whatever you feel like. Maybe you want to play golf.
I mean, it's an open world sandbox. It's the open world sandbox, right? Like Grand Theft Auto was probably the first game to kind of do that, wasn't it? Like with
It's
GTA
one of them,
3
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say one of them.
Yeah. So yeah, GTA
Nice.
5
What's next?
on my list. Next up, I have Crusader Kings 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think either of you have played that. It's
Yeah,
just,
no, it doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's totally fair. It's so
Yeah.
much fun to me to just try to, take over the world completely using old medieval inheritance laws. And,
Plays the Vikings and just
yeah.
abuse their better system, yeah.
Well, I mean, I enjoyed playing as the Vikings a lot in CK2 for sure. Like, that was the the first big thing I did was codify the Nordic religion into like its own version of like Catholicism, and then went to holy war with the Catholics and killed them all.
Nice.
Classic.
So that one was
As
fun.
you do.
But I mean, it's also enjoyable to just it's a sandbox. Like that's the other thing about CK2. It's a sandbox. You can do whatever you want with it. Up to the point since it's a world stage thing. But and it's not even turn based. It's persistent. So you pause when you want to do stuff. But yeah, no, just fun. So in depth. Such a pain in the ass to learn to play. My God, I'm so happy they streamlined it for CK3.
Yep. Need 47 wikis and 2 YouTube videos just to figure it out.
Like I'm sorry. People can complain about how CK3 is a little bit more shallow, but it took so long to learn to play CK2. Their tutorials are
nice.
Way to really sell it.
I mean, yeah, but once you learn to play it, it's just a blast, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
So skip CK2 by CK3 in like a year when they have more DLC out and it's better.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So what I'm really getting from your list is you just love the big worlds that sort of plop you down and say, hey, do whatever you want.
I mean, yeah, the next one on my list was Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, good. I guess Rockstar is your go-to.
Well, I mean, so like I said, I thought through what games did I finish? Did I do like almost everything in and have the most fun playing? Red Dead Redemption, I did every single side quest, I got every single achievement on the Xbox, and I finished it. So it kind of hit all of those things. I loved the hunting in it, even though it gets a little repetitive, but it was fun to do. I loved playing poker. I loved the quick draw stuff, the train heists, right? The story was enjoyable to me, right? Like, yeah, it was a really solid game.
Nice.
Yeah,
Did you play Red Dead Redemption 2?
I have not yet. It's on
Ooh.
my wish list. I've been
Nice.
waiting for it to go on like super sale.
Yeah, that's fair.
To play, especially now that it's on PC. Because again, I've heard great things. So yeah.
All right, so we've got GTA, we've got ye old GTA, and the incest factory that is Crusader Kings, and
and then another fun multiplayer thing,
Borderlands. Any
Right?
particular one of the
which one?
series? Yeah.
like the first one, like
First one, all right.
the whole first one, or
Oh, wow.
2. Actually, I'm thinking 2. We mostly
Okay, yeah,
played 2.
I was going to say 2 is markedly better than 1.
No, I mixed that up. I forgot that there were 3 now.
Yeah.
And I forgot that 1 was a thing. So
I mean, 1 was good. I played and beat it, but 2 was definitely
I
has
definitely
more personality.
meant Borderlands 2
with one of the best DLCs ever put out.
Oh yeah,
Tiny
100%. Just
Yep, Tiny
yeah,
Tina.
Tiny Tina, just like the fun wackiness. It was just like so much fun to play with you guys too.
Yeah.
Right. Like it was just an all around fun time. Great looter shooter, fun wacky thing. I don't have Borderlands 3.
Yeah, me neither.
Like, I'm not sure it could
I
ever
do.
live up to Borderlands 2, just how good that game was.
I mean, you're right. I feel like the best thing about Borderlands 2 was the writing, Handsome Jack as a villain. Like you said, that DLC where you're playing with Tiny Tina and going off on the D&D adventure. Just the humor in the game was fantastic, and I don't feel like the third one had the same. Like, getting rid of Handsome Jack was a shame. You had to do it,
Yep.
but
Yeah, it just...
he pulled that second game.
Well, and I just watched Borderlands 3 trailers and stuff, and it seemed like they didn't really grasp what made Borderlands 2 so good.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't think they have the same writer.
Into the absurdity a little too much, it seemed like, right?
Yeah. Well, Anthony Birch didn't write it, I don't think.
Well, that was clearly a mistake.
Because he's the one who gave the personality to Borderlands 2.
Yeah, but that maybe I'm just griping. Maybe I just want more of the same, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Not
that's
something
fair.
new.
The thing that kept Borderlands off my list was just the fact that Borderlands 2 has terrible New Game Plus, and I hate it.
I mean, that's fair. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I feel like the gameplay of the third one was better of the two. Like, they really improved in that area, but yeah, just, it's not as fun. And I guess I
Yeah.
didn't have other people to play it with when I was playing it, so
Well, and,
that...
and you know what?
also-
I don't think Borderlands would have ever been fun to me if we hadn't played it together.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it was that fun group experience thing, where if I had played it as, like, a single-player game, I probably would have enjoyed it, but I don't think I would have enjoyed it as much.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, it was Borderlands... Deus Ex.
The first one? Second one?
Yeah,
Third
no-
one?
Like Human Revolution, right?
As a series, also yes, but actually no. I as much as I love Human Revolution, I am talking about like Deus Ex 2 on the PC.
Wait, which one's Deus Ex 2?
I forget which one is which title
Oh god,
goes with which.
Are you saying Invisible War?
No, Invisible
No.
War was on Xbox, so the one
Okay, because I was
before
going to say
that, it was
everyone
only on
hates
PC.
that one.
No, Invisible War is garbage. It's trash.
Okay, well then I have the Deus Ex game. I'm pretty sure it goes like Deus Ex Invisible War, and then Human Revolution, and then the newest one.
Then it must just be one. I can never
Yeah.
remember the game order.
And then Mankind Divided is the very last one.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, most recent
okay.
one.
Because personally, I loved Human Revolution and Mankind Divided. Like, those were contenders for my list as well. It's my kind of gameplay. Rudy,
Yeah,
The only
no,
one I've ever
it's
played
just
was
fun.
Human Revolution.
Okay, and how did you feel about it?
I mean, I didn't mind it, but the problem
Okay,
is that...
so yeah, I do just mean Deus Ex.
Yeah, the problem is just that I have the the bad version of the game as it was.
Was that where it was more yellow than the other version?
No, so initially they made it so that I guess boss fights are mandatory. So
Yeah.
that meant if you were trying to be a stealth, not interact with people play style, it didn't work because you were forced to fight the bosses. So everyone just said, well, at least make sure you upgrade the Typhon, because then you can just spam the Typhon to win the boss fights.
Yeah, I do remember doing that on.
And then it
Xbox.
also had the DLC, which is like a section of the game where you just disappear, and so it's not actually integrated into the game, so you just play that bit separately. And so they re-released the game at some point with that like actually placed into the game properly, and I think the boss fights became optional. Don't quote me on that.
I
Quoting
believe
on
that's
that.
the case as well.
Yeah, but I have the old version that isn't as good. And so I played it, I enjoyed it, but I went stealthy stealth, and so I got a worse experience for it.
That was the great thing about the first Deus Ex, was that like you could just go full on stealthy stealth through the whole thing. I did that a couple of times, and you could go loud. Now, obviously, it's like from 2000, I think.
Yeah.
So it's still a good game, but
It looks bad.
it looks bad.
It looks really bad.
It looks bad, and some of the design is a little clunky now.
If you're someone who didn't play it when it released, I don't think you can go back in and play it, because I tried,
Oh, no.
and I couldn't get through the first level. I was like, I hate everything about this. I hate how it looks.
No,
Like, I can't.
I can agree with that. I've replayed it a couple of years ago, and like compared to games now, it's showing its age, right?
Yeah.
But it was like one of the first big RPG games that I played, so it's another little nostalgia one for me.
Fair enough.
Not really
Yep.
open world, obviously.
Yeah.
'Cause
If it's a
old
series that had a
as
big
hell.
effect on you, it makes sense to
Yeah,
have it as
yeah.
one of your favorites.
I did watch a speedrun of it on an AGDQ one year, and it was wild.
Well, speedruns are
how fast
always
did they do it?
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How fast?
How fast was it? You probably don't remember.
There's no way I remember.
10 minutes.
All I remember is I think they start the game. This is like the only part I remember is I believe they take a grenade, they throw it at some random spot over like a wall or something, so it triggers a police officer to open a door that's supposed to be locked to you, so you can just bypass like that whole first section or something.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, I love that sort
Yeah,
of
Yeah.
thing.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
that's
I love it a lot. I love those speedruns way more than the ones where they're like, I went outside the boundaries of the game world and just jumped around until I got to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, that stuff's lame. And then I guess I've got two more.
Okay.
Lay it on us.
Witcher 3.
All right.
Again, clearly I have an open world,
You have a type.
Yep.
yeah, kind of RPG slant for most of my games. I think CD Projekt learned a lot from the first Witcher game and the second Witcher game, and then put everything they learned into the third one and just pumped out a fantastic game. The story's so good. Gwent was just enjoyable. All the side quests, just everything about it to me was just really well put together. Obviously, combat was a bit annoying for me to get used to at first, but I got better at it.
All I know about the game is you do have a mod where you can essentially Yu-Gi-Oh battle your way through and just challenge people to Gwent when you're fighting.
That
And once you
sounds
beat
great.
them, they die.
Wait, that sounds fantastic.
Right? Send them to the Shadow Realm.
I might need to get that mod and boot up The Witcher again.
Just play the Yu-Gi-Oh theme in the background. It's time
Yeah,
to
I know you played it.
Yeah, I never beat Witcher 3. I got to the point where I got addicted to Gwent, and
Yeah.
I wanted to get more cards, so I went to Skellige, and unfortunately, if you don't progress the story, they refuse to play Gwent with you, so
Oh.
I put it down and I never picked it up again.
Oh
You
god,
refuse to
that's
play me at a
hilarious.
children's card game? Enough of
Pretty
you.
much.
I'm out.
Yeah, so at some point I need to go back there and actually finish the game. Maybe one day. Because it was a really fun game. I loved doing the
it
monster
was-
hunts and the bounties, and it's actually one of the first games where, like, some of the plot lines that exist based on what you do, like, it's so freaking obtuse and interconnected, and the ending that you get might not be something you expect because you missed something earlier along the way. Like, if you've never played or anything and you don't care to play, just look up, like, the Bloody Baron plot line and see all the different paths that you could take or have to take in order to get a specific ending.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, so for the vast majority of people, you just get a tragic ending, and you're like, but I thought I did everything right. And it's like, no, you actually missed this little aspect right here. And you're like, oh, no.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Well, and you know, like that's another great thing about it is like it rewards you for like
Paying attention to what's happening.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Like for you to like focus in on the game, right? No, like they did such a good job with that. It just great. At some point, I will play Cyberpunk because
Yep,
I've
it's on
been
my
stoked
it's
for
on my
that
wish
game.
list.
Yeah, they're
Forever.
still working on it, so
Yeah.
the longer you wait,
Yeah.
the better, maybe.
Yeah, well, I don't care. They released a buggy game, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't buy games new anyway, so...
Yeah, exactly. So I'm still gonna.
I
play
just
it,
do that because
and-
I'm cheap.
Yeah, I'm also cheap, and my computer's old.
That too.
So final game.
I'm
is-
gonna guess. I'm gonna guess your final game. Is it
Okay, guess it.
Fable?
No.
Damn. Okay.
Oh, that's a good choice, though, because...
Right?
Yeah, that would have been a good guess. I didn't even think
Yeah.
about Fable. No,
Yeah, me neither.
Actually, this one's a little bit of a cheat, and as a reminder, I didn't number this. This is not like my favorite.
Is it
game
Legend
of all
of Zelda Ocarina of Time?
time. No, actually, it's XCOM.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, good choice.
Yeah.
Solid
Yeah.
choice. Play golf clap. Good choice.
But technically, it's XCOM with the Long War mod.
I never played the Long War mod.
Yeah, so here's how bad this is. I feel like I've played more Long War than I've played base XCOM. So
I mean, that's fair,
don't-
because base
I don't
XCOM
even-
is only like 30 hours.
Yeah, but I don't even remember what they've changed now. XCOM
Oh.
is just Long War to me.
So what's the difference between Long War and the base game?
Well, that's the thing. I have a hard time remembering what was in the base game and what wasn't.
So, from what I've heard, because I've never played Long War, but I've played a lot of the base game, they make it so that essentially the aliens have a lot more agency and are working behind the scenes.
Yes,
Okay.
that is
So
correct.
there's a lot more action taking place on your world map. You're able to have, I believe, larger amounts of units because the
yeah.
max
So
you can have
your base
in one is 6. I
yeah
think.
your base squad size is 6, and you can take it up to 8.
And there's
Okay.
a lot more tech trees you have for
Oh,
what
yeah.
type of.
So basically, it takes everything that was in base XCOM and it turns it up to 11, and the difficulty curve is punishing.
So for the people who might not know, what kind of game is XCOM?
so it's a turn-based tactical strategy
shooter.
game.
Yeah.
I mean, I would call it a turn-based tactical strategy. Like it's closer to like Fire Emblem than it is to a shoot.
Okay.
Yeah.
You and your thinking man's games. Ugh.
Minus the whole like rock paper scissors aspect that's in like Fire Emblem. Right, guns are the great equalizer. But yeah, alien invasion of Earth. You're the special alien fighters.
Now,
Yeah.
the main thing I know about the game is when you're shooting at something, you have a percentage of a chance to hit.
Yes, yeah.
So
Yeah,
you could be
have a-
right up in someone's face, 95% chance to hit, and miss.
Yep.
Yeah,
And it happens
that-
multiple times.
Yeah, and I mean it's probabilities, right?
Yeah.
I mean you can get that down to 0 if you want to, right? Like park a shotgun or anybody really next to somebody, and it's going to hit 100% of the time, unless they're
Knock
hungry,
on wood. Asterisk.
maybe. Well, I've never had a 100% rating and missed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yet.
but yeah, so like you remember sectoids, right? They're kind of a joke.
Well, they don't start as a joke; they end as a joke.
Well, yeah, they're never not a joke in long.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, to be fair, they do give you improved sectoids later on in the game, regardless.
Yeah, but like they remain just and brutal, and like I'm scared of everything. Just started replaying XCOM last week. I'm facing off against Thin Men right now, and I hate everything about.
Yep. Thin men are the worst.
They're even worse now. They have squad sight.
Oh, perfect.
I'm imagining
Yeah.
Slender Man with a gun.
Not wrong.
And they
Not
spit
wrong.
poison.
Yeah, and they spit poison.
Space
But yeah,
Marine.
so
All right.
XCOM Long War is on my list.
Nice.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah. What about you?
I have the best list, the
Oh,
grim
do you?
list, if I may. Yeah, so I'll start off with the ones that, you guys covered.
Okay.
So on that list then, we have Mass Effect. I personally
Great choice.
was referencing the first one because that was probably one of the first games that I really got invested in the story. Even
I
though
can
the
agree
gameplay
with
wasn't
that.
super great, so I played through that game 6, maybe 8 times. I can't remember exactly how many I finished, but I made a character of every single type in that game just to try them all out and play it. I loved the game. I loved getting my squad. It was a lot of fun.
What was your favorite type of character to play, if you remember?
For Mass Effect 1, I think it was honestly Sentinel.
Yeah, they were fun.
I liked burning people and doing techie stuff.
Okay.
Then 2 kind of killed my desire to play the game. The story, which I was enthralled by, to the degree where I started buying and reading the books that were coming out, went to the wayside. Squads were way better. I really loved getting my squad and doing their loyalty missions. Unfortunately, the story just wasn't there, and I never played 3. So hopefully one day I'll play that because I did buy the collection.
You guys gotta play 3. Come on.
Yeah, I'll get there.
Yeah, I'll get there eventually, I'm sure.
Also on my list, XCOM Enemy Unknown.
I'm shocked.
That
dope. That was one of the games where
I wasn't sure you were going to put it on there.
Yeah, no, it was one of the games where I remember I got the demo, and I was like, this game seems kind of meh. I downloaded the demo because they put one out. I was like, this game's freaking amazing, and I pre-ordered it. XCOM 1, infinitely better than XCOM 2. I know a lot of people will be like, oh my god, how can you say that? I did not like 2.
I mean, I bounced off 2.
They put everything on 2 into a timer, and for a lot of people who play these types of games, people like being laid back, making more decisions, being more defensive, crawling forward, and so they knew that, so they wanted to dissuade that type of gameplay. But the problem is that's how people like to play these games, so it just pissed a lot of people off. One of the major mods that everyone asked for, and I have one. I didn't get rid of timers, but it made them a lot longer, so they're almost inconsequential. And the fact that they put everything on timers is the worst decision they could have ever made, because they had systems in place in XCOM Enemy Unknown to alleviate that. Even
Enemy Within too, meld canisters.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, with the expansion, they introduced robotics and stuff, but meld, which is a thing where when you start a mission, there are 2 meld canisters somewhere on the map, and you have X number of turns to get to them, and if you get them, you get that meld, which can then help you with research and help you, upgrade soldiers, and if you don't get them in time, then they explode and you can't get that. And that's great. If you want to be more aggressive for meld, you then have an incentive to be aggressive. You're not punished.
Well, and you're not forced into it,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And then they also had types of maps, like the bomb maps, where you are on a timer and you have X amount of time to get there, and that's fine too. It's just the fact that in XCOM 2, everything is on a timer. You're always looking at the timer, and it just makes playing the game the worst and insufferable, and I hate it.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like a lot of people found War of the Chosen solved a lot of their issues.
I bought it last week because it was on sale for like 95% off, so I'll get around to playing it. Also, they never gave you an Asian language, and that upsets me, because I like giving my soldiers, even if it's not the exact one, like a vague version of it. So like you have English, you have French, I think you have German, Italian, maybe Dutch. And so if I have, like a German soldier, I'm going to give him, German or something. And yet they don't have just one Asian language. Like, I don't care. Give me Japanese, give me Mandarin, Cantonese, Korean. I don't care. Give me one. So if I have a soldier from that country, I'll just give him the Asian language. I can't tell the difference. I'm a pleb. I don't speak Asian languages. I just like that for my immersion.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. I mean, I've got that language stuff on in XCOM. So like, if they're Russian, they're speaking Russian. If it's German, they're speaking German.
Yeah, and so the XCOM on my list.
Yeah, nice.
Also on my list, Resident Evil 4/Resident Evil 2. Resident Evil 4, amazing game, as we already said. Great for what it is. I also really like the Resident Evil 2 remake that they did.
Oh, yeah.
I like the fact that with the remake of Resident Evil, like, I guess 1 as well as 2, I love the fact that they're games that we play through and, they're solid experiences, depending on how you're playing 6 to 10 hours, but they're also designed with speed runs in mind. So they actually give you rewards for if you can finish the game in under 2 hours. So you only have like 2 save slots. So I've actually, planned out and written down my route for how I'm going to go through and do that, and I enjoy that challenge.
Oh, cool. Is that something you did New Game Plus, or just starting off a new file?
No, start new, hardest difficulty, do it under 2 hours. Yeah, I did it with with Resident Evil 1 as well. Knife only, under 2 hours with invisible enemies. Mm-hmm. It's really hard, but
with invisible enemies.
Yeah, well, because the thing is that if you know where the enemies are, it doesn't matter if they're invisible or not. But the reason why Resident Evil 1 isn't on the list is because it looks old. Even with their updated graphics and stuff, it still plays and looks old. So 2 is a better version of that. So so that's on my list.
Yeah, I know for number 2 in the original version I have on the N64, I managed to beat that version of it where you play as a block of tofu with a knife.
Yes.
Yep, tofu.
Yeah, was it called bean curd or something? Yeah, it was silly. It wasn't as fun. I felt, that nice pat on the back reward of, yay, I did something really hard. But yeah, between the two, do you have a preference between the remake of 2 and number 4?
Well, the thing is that they're very different games, right?
Okay.
Like you can't speed run number 4. Like, you can go through it quickly, but you can't really. If you were to ask me which one I feel like playing, odds are good I'd pick Resident Evil 4.
Okay.
Just because, like, if you're going to breeze through the game with your infinite ammo gun or whatever, I'm going to go with, the Chicago typewriter and Resident Evil 4.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that one was fun.
Because that's really fun to do. 2 is also fun, but it's just not, like, it's a very different experience, but I put them in there kind of together.
And even though you have to deal with Ashley for good chunks of the game, still your favorite?
Well, if you have the upgrades, just put on the
armor?
Yeah, the armor, the cosmetics for armor, so she's invincible and you don't have to worry about her.
Yeah, it's honestly so fun having that. When you play one of the little cutscenes where you catch her because she's jumping down the ladder, if she's wearing
you hurt your back. Yeah.
Exactly. I love that.
Yep, so also what we already went through, Total Warhammer 2.
Yep.
Yeah, probably the best. It shows, again, for the most part, sieges are still a problem in it. My favorite sieges are probably still the original Rome Total War.
Yeah,
I wish
I
they
can
had that back.
100% agree.
Yep. I love the fact, I say Total Warhammer 2, Vortex campaign, I don't like it. It's all about Mortal Empires, where they take the races from Total Warhammer 1 and 2, put them together on the giant map, do
100%.
what you want. Best way to do it. The only downside is, again, something that we'll never see again, which is from Total War, the original. There were 2 ways to unlock factions. One is you can destroy them yourself, or you can win the campaign. But the way I enjoyed playing is I'd start with one of the 3 that you can start as. So I'd pick, say, Brudii, and then I'd attack Greek cities, destroy them, and unlock them. And so then I'd make a new campaign as Greek cities, and I'd attack the Seleucid Empire, defeat the Seleucid Empire, unlock them, and just jump around the map that way, unlocking factions. I do
miss that so much.
With the advent of how gaming is now, you will never get that again because they will just sell you all that stuff as DLC.
Yeah.
So that's really unfortunate.
I miss that.
Also, it wouldn't work for Total Warhammer because they'd force you to play as, like, Empire, and a lot of people are like, I don't want to play as humans. I want to play as, like, lizardmen. It's like, no, we gotta go kill lizardmen if you want to unlock them. And it's like, well, or dwarves or what have you. So it doesn't really work. But yeah, that's a mechanic that hasn't existed for decades that I miss. But yeah, Total Warhammer 2 so far, best it'll be. I'm really excited for Total Warhammer 3, which released when they finally release the Mortal Empire campaign with all the races that they'll ever have on one giant map. Should be a lot of fun.
All right.
Probably make your computer explode.
Yeah, I can barely run Total Warhammer 2 as it is, so yeah, that's gonna suck. I also put on, which was covered, I didn't put Halo 2, I put Halo 1. It was the first real, like...
No, that's totally fair.
It was the first console, like, that I got that was mine. My sister and I shared an N64 back, like, when we were children, but the Xbox was mine, and it came with Halo, and it was one of the ones where, like with Mass Effect, I was enthralled by the world. It's the reason why I loved this. I bought the books for it. I read the books like crazy, which also kind of killed my desire. It kind of killed my love for the series over time, just because of all the changes they made with Halo Reach when it released. The fact that the story that exists in Halo, it might have changed, but it was originally a trilogy, and where Halo 2 picks up, just the story doesn't exist, because at the end of the book series, Master Chief goes off to try to capture one of the Covenant leaders, and then Halo 2 starts and he's just on Earth, and it's like that mission never existed. So I was like, oh, are they now separate? It might have been fixed with Ghosts of Mars, which was the 4th book that was released, but I believe that was released after Halo 2 came out, and I never read it, so I don't know. But Halo 1, man, that was best co-op experience I ever had.
Oh, yeah.
Was going through on Legendary.
Now, what I remember about that co-op experience is you shooting me in the back repeatedly in the library because you wanted my shotgun.
Yeah, well, that's what you had to do.
You jackass!
Because it was so difficult, you'd end up in the situation where we'd prop one person up into the vents for safety, and then the other person would run off and die. And then when you got to a point where you were low on ammo, you'd have to kill each other to then respawn with more ammo. But so that was my nostalgia as well.
I remember playing that level, and we were killing each other so much, the entire ground was just a sea of green bodies.
Yep,
Just
that's how it is.
Oh, you kill me, I kill you. Oh, you kill me. Oh. Guess what I'm going to do? Smack you in the face and in the back.
Yeah, that sounds like Halo.
Yeah.
And then the final one, which kind of got covered but didn't, is I have Age of Empires 2
All
or
right.
Mythology. Honestly, I enjoyed Age of Empires 2 playing it more. It was probably the first RTS I ever really got into. I loved building walls.
I love building
I
rams.
I mean,
a lot of
yeah,
fun.
I love
Though
building walls too. That's
Mythology has much worse walls, but I loved the mythological aspect of it. Like, I loved building minotaurs and watching them, ram units and watching the units fly across the map.
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
that was fun,
But if you were to ask me which is my favorite, probably Age of Empires 2. I've played that one the most.
Fair enough.
Yeah, and so now I'll put my nostalgia pick here.
Nice.
Yeah, because why not? And here I have Counter-Strike / Day of Defeat. And not like...
Okay, yeah.
Not CSGO, not,
No. Dodd.
Yeah, not 1.5 or 1.6, I think it was called, but like the original, because I spent a lot of time on that.
Oh God, I remember Dodd.
Yeah, and it was back in the time when you'd log in and it was individual servers.
Mm-hmm.
So when you played over time, you recognized people's names and you'd be like actually talk to people for once. And I feel like that's gone now because I think everything nowadays they just lump you in as quickly as possible with randoms. You don't say anything. And
Well,
then,
I do miss being able to find your local server.
Yeah. When people had
Right.
specific servers, and again, like I remember I played one, and the maps that they did for it was Day of Defeat was Dodd Walmart all the time.
Yeah.
and so then you could check your rank, and it ranked who had the most kills and all that, and you just talk to people, and that type of community doesn't really exist anymore.
I mean, on the other end, I really don't miss getting into a lobby where you had someone vacuuming, you have someone who has a child yelling in the background, you have a 5-year-old kid who's swearing at the Russian guy who's being all cheeky briki, suka biat, and just swearing at everyone.
No,
and,
you're thinking too far ahead. This is old school time where no one had mics. The only way you communicated was through typing.
Okay, I'm thinking TF2, Call of Duty sort of stuff.
Yes. Yeah, see, that's further down. Yeah, this was like, I think, because that was before, I believe, the Source Engine, because I think CS 1.6 is when it went to the Source Engine.
Yeah, that is correct.
Yeah, so this was before that even. This was...
So Dodd was on the Source Engine 2 for a bit.
I mean, there is a Dodd 1.6, I believe.
Oh.
But so those original ones, that was really fun. I enjoyed playing them. I spent a lot of times as a kid playing it. A lot of fun. The only thing that I recently discovered is because these servers are now dead, people started developing zombie programs, I believe it was called, so bots who would run programmed routes to actually try to keep server levels high. And I came across a random article from I think 2008, and the main person behind those zombie programs was like a 16-year-old kid, and I guess he was in Thailand in a tsunami in 2008, I think it was, and they never saw him again.
Oh,
So
Dang.
yeah, so he died. Yeah, so one of his friends, or from the community who was doing this, put up a website saying, this is my memorial for this guy who did so much for the community. And yeah.
God.
Next on my list.
Ending on a high note, fun note there.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm down to my last three.
Oh, dang.
So I'll put these in a, because again, when
There was some good overlap on us then, I
Yeah.
guess.
yeah, I have Dawn of War Dark Crusade.
Okay. Jeez, yeah, that one was I almost put that one on my list.
Yeah, that one is my favorite RTS Warhammer.
God, I forgot about that.
Dawn of War and the first expansion, Winter Assault, which introduced Imperial Guard, are fine, but they're very linear mission experiences and wasn't very good. Dark Crusade is where it really shined because they gave you a world map and you could pick any of the factions to play as, and then you just jump around the map conquering it, and your goal is to take over the world, and it was a lot of fun. They did release the next expansion, Soulstorm, which I believe is more popular. I didn't like it as much. It was a lot more restrictive because
Dark Crusade was the best.
Where Dark Crusade you could generally kind of jump across the map in different angles, and then once you got to the middle you could then teleport to anywhere you wanted. They had that kind of in Soulstorm, but at the same time Soulstorm you could either only go up or down, and then you could only travel across planets once you reach the very top or the very bottom. Wasn't as good of an experience for me personally, but I think there is a mod that exists which makes it way better that people play. I don't know what it's called, but yeah.
I liked playing as undead machines. That's my contribution. That's what I mostly remember.
Well, because again, they all had, this is back in the day when RTSs were not made for multiplayer. Because, and I've said this so many times it's not even funny, and they've done studies, quantric Quandric, something like that, Foundry, did a study where it said that people who prefer RTSs, for the most part, are older and less competitive. So they're people generally like me who just, like entering a game, building up my army, building a base, and then just, building up a massive army and going out there, not learning build orders, not doing APM stuff. Like, those are the best people to watch play because they're, the cream of the crop who are super competitive. But your player base, the people who are playing the game, do not want to play that way at all. And that's not how I play. So it was a lot of fun for Necron. I'd build up a giant army, move them forward, purposely get them destroyed, so then I could build up another full army, and then use the Resurrection Orb to bypass the population limit to have 2 giant armies. Or, the fact that Chaos, their Space Marines, which was their basic, spam unit, all had invisibility. Like, that's super broken. But yeah, so it was a lot of fun. Still play it to this day. Great game.
I need to download that one again.
Solid game. I might just download it and we could fight each other. That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah. And these ones are kind of the same, kind of not. I separated them because, of course, they did. Would anyone like to guess?
Oh, God.
I mean, we've already been over Total War and XCOM. Those are your main guys.
That's a lie.
Dark Souls.
Yep.
Yeah, I was going to say Dark Souls has to be on there.
Wait, I actually thought about it. Yeah, Dark Souls, come on.
Yep, Dark Souls 1. Man, that is one of my favorite of all time. It does everything that I like. The fact that it's challenging when you first start, and then as you progress through, you get stronger and stronger. They reward you going into new games. So, for example, my main in Dark Souls 1 is like full mage caster with the best spell, which you can only get one of every time you go through the game. And now I can, if I have, an hour or 3, I will just be like, I'll just load up my character and run through the whole game because I can.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, after that, it goes downhill. Dark Souls 2 is a terrible game. Dark Souls 3 is a better game than 2, but not better than 1. They failed in some fundamental ways, I believe, which is unfortunate. But yeah, so Dark Souls is pretty much the cream of the crop for the Souls series for me.
Are you looking forward to Elden Ring?
Honestly, I'm not following it at all. I know everyone's all hyped for it. My computer can't play it anyway, so
that's fair.
God knows when I'll get to play it. So I'm just, if I get a better computer at some point, and I might pick it up and I'll play it and I'll go in with fresh eyes. But so I'll be excited to see what it is. But yeah, we'll see. And so now for my number one, which
I'm gonna
necessarily
guess. I'm gonna guess Rainbow Six Siege.
No.
Why would he? No, he hates Rainbow Six Siege. Well,
you played so much of it.
But he played against bots.
Yeah, which they got rid of pretty much. That pissed me off like crazy. Well, it used to be that you had, just quickly, sidebar, with Rainbow Six Siege, you had it so that you could, they capped it out because people were abusing it, but you could get the credits, Rainbow Six credits, through doing Terrorist Hunt. And so that was how I actually unlocked the characters, is I would just play T-Hunt, because it was a lot of fun for me.
Mm-hmm.
And
I mean, T-Hunt wasn't bad.
Yeah, and every week they gave you a rotating amount, I guess, achievements or dailies that you could do, and there was always some for T-Hunt there, so that was how I got, a little boost. I get an extra 150 Rainbow Six credits here and there. At some point, a year and a half ago or something, they changed it so that you can no longer get dailies for T-Hunt. And at that point I was like, well, F you then. I don't like playing online. People are just always angry, and it's not something where I want to spend my time. And so I just threw the game out. I was like, well, screw you guys. I love the game for the gunplay and unlocking characters, but didn't want the multiplayer aspect, which is, to be fair, I'm not saying the way you're playing is bad, but it is a multiplayer game and I was not there for that.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I'd play it with you guys, but I would not want to ever play it by myself.
Oh, I definitely played it by myself and really enjoyed it, but playing with people sucked.
Because all you need is one person to be, super angry and just ruins the whole thing.
What ended up happening was that I would actually reach out to people that I had a fun time playing with on the team, and I would try to play with them as much as I possibly could.
Yeah, I mean that's the best way to do it.
I have some of them on my Steam friends list still. 2 of them are online actually.
Okay, do you want to guess my top game, even though it's not actually my top game?
Oh man, I'm trying to think what it would be, and part of me wants to say it's got to be WoW or Diablo 2 is what my brain wants.
Skyrim, maybe?
No, I mean I gave it away because I said they were essentially the same, but I split them up because they're kind of different.
Oh, okay. Sekiro?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, Sekiro.
I'm actually a little surprised about that one.
No, Sekiro is really good. The combat,
you're welcome.
I appreciate that. They reversed the combat from Dark Souls, because Dark Souls is really methodical, so you learn patterns slowly with blocking and then dodging. Sekiro is very much fast-paced blocking.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I play the game wrong, because whenever I've watched people play the game, they're using all of the like special abilities that they have, like your prosthetic weapon and all the ninjutsu stuff that you can get. I've never used them. I've only ever used the sword, which is like your base weapon, and I've just gone through the game over and over with that.
I mean, if it works.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it does
right.
work. But yeah, so it's I don't know if I'd say it's better than Dark Souls. It's a different experience from Dark Souls, but it is really good.
Yeah, that's fair. I haven't played it, so I don't have a...
I mean, it's a good but yeah, if you're asking me which one was my favorite, I don't know. maybe
Thank
Total
you for
Warhammer
that.
2.
All right.
Because it's one of the best of, like, it's either going to be like, like Sekiro, Dark Souls, or Total Warhammer 2. It depends on how I'm feeling during the day, I guess.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
And then, of course, XCOM. But XCOM is more like, I feel the urge to play this game for 60 hours straight and then put it down for 2 more years.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. I mean, I think I've put, 15 hours on it last week. That's a lot for me now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I just quickly looked, and I have 323 hours in XCOM.
Just a couple.
Yeah, I feel like I'm low on mine just because I also feel like I had it on Xbox
Yeah, that would
Yeah,
do
it did release on Xbox.
at first because when it came out, I don't think I had a computer.
Yeah, maybe not.
I don't know.
Yeah, and so just off the top of my head, some quick honorable mentions for stuff that I put in but probably didn't make the list is I'd have the Lord of the Rings Return of the King movie game.
All
It
right,
was great.
all right.
Yeah, good for co-op, and you could unlock the characters, which was really fun. I'd throw in Burnout 3 Takedown, the only racing game I enjoy.
Oh God, yeah, that was another good one. You said the Lord of the Rings games too. Those were a blast to play.
Yeah, Return of the King and Two Towers were really great. Fellowship of the Ring was not good.
Yeah, they were
don't
figuring it
remember.
out. Yeah, I don't remember the first one. I remember the last two playing at co-op.
I
Those are good.
never got through it really. I just got to, it was like 2 and 3 are like mission based, so you play and fight orcs. Number 1, I think they tried to make like some weird open world RPG thing. All I remember is that I couldn't even get out of the Shire, and it was bad. And then I'd throw in Salt and Sanctuary, probably the 2D Dark Souls like.
Of course.
Yeah, that was a really fun game. Anyone else got honorable mentions?
I was thinking about putting FTL personally.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, FTL, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's just a very fun, small game that if I'm just lazing around, I put it on sometimes because it's easy to pick up, easy to put down. Usually it takes an hour or two to play a game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's very RNG dependent on how you doing it, but it's still a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, 100%. FTL is a good honorable mention. I mean, most of my honorable mentions you guys mentioned already. I'll throw out Jade Empire.
I never played it.
Yeah, that was a BioWare.
Yeah, I have the demo, but I never actually got the game itself.
That one was fun, like martial arts based, kind of Asian themed, lots of fun little like historical things from there. The mythology was enjoyable. I just remember having a blast with that. And then Diablo 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Diablo 2 probably wouldn't even make my honorable mentions personally. Just because
that's fair.
Just because the gameplay loop isn't what I'm in it for. I'm in it just to actually like beat the game.
Yeah, and I never got super into it myself.
It's mostly there because, again, I just remember playing it with people and having fun with it that way.
I mean, if I were to go nostalgia for that route, I'd probably be Diablo 1 for me personally. Getting my godly Plate of the Whale.
I never really played Diablo 1.
Yeah, I played a bunch of it. But yeah, and then I would probably throw in Guild Wars for myself.
Yeah,
that's my, like, if I have an hour or two to kill, I'll jump in, play a mission or two, or just sit around in Kamadan, trade chat.
Yep. Seems like the secret spice to enjoying a lot of these games is just playing with other people. Like what we said with Borderlands, Lord of the Rings, tons of other options.
I miss that couch co-op days of gaming.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, obviously, that changes as you get older anyway. But I just miss, that so much. That style of game was so much fun.
Yeah, it was a time that is passing by. Quite sad.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still games that come out that do.
Nintendo has them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Nintendo's definitely
I
the
mean,
one that's still doing that.
honorable mentions pretty much all of Nintendo stuff. So Mario Kart, Mario Party, Legend of Zelda. Personally, I'm a Majora's Mask man. I haven't played Ocarina of Time, so I can't be there. Donkey Kong 64, throw me in there too.
Yeah. No, 100%. I'm like, oh god, Donkey Kong 64 was so good.
Mario Tennis, throw that one in there. The original.
Oh yeah.
But we played some recently. We tried Dwarven Brawl Bros on Steam. That was a solid game to play with other people nearby. It was a drinking game,
but it's a worse version of Duck Hunt or of Duck Game.
Yeah.
What are you
pretty
talking
much.
about? This is not a game I've played.
It's just a worse version of Duck Game. Duck Game is just, like a single screen, jump around, grab weapons, kill the other person. Like really short, 30-second matches, and then it goes to the next one.
Yeah.
But you're dwarves, so
Yeah.
automatically better.
That's a
fair.
lie, but I'll allow it. But yeah, so I think we've done a show.
I
I
guess
think
we
we've
have
done a
yeah.
show.
We've covered our best favorite games, and maybe at some point we'll do TV shows or movies or something else. If you have an idea of what to throw in there, write it in the comments.
Yeah, and I think we
Yeah.
got a good view of the sort of people that we are based
A good
off of what we like.
cross-section.
Yeah,
Yeah, a good cross section for sure. Yeah.
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 All right.
Large things confuse me, and I will have none of it.
Too smooth brain.
Yeah.
Beep boop beep boop.
Yep.
Can't press buttons. Hotkeys. What?
I pressed
I have
W
to
and
learn
attack.
how to play this game.
I mean, I can't talk because I'm over here like Crusader Kings 2. I'm running in the other direction.
Oh no, I mean it took me so long. Like I bounced off that game like 5 times, and then just finally like was like, you know what, I'm going to learn to play this because people I trust are telling me this is a good game and is a ton of fun. And then I lost like 500 hours to it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think it was 500. Let me check. Yeah, 200. So
There you go.
250.
Close
so
enough.
Okay.
that's a lot
Yeah.
for me. That's a lot for me.
But he's been great.
He's been grim.
And he's been Steve.
Yeah.